no answers. And so Attorney Brinky and Attorney Cruz and I are going to be filing a lawsuit on behalf of a number of families who have been affected by the wrongful deaths. We know just like Evan was beat to death, and even though she doesn't have the autopsy yet, we have been notified that his death was a result of blunt force trauma to the head. And Mr. Henri, my investigator, tells me there are others, Kevin and Gary Smith. Representative, this is an uncle and nephew who both were killed in the Harris County Jail, and both of them had similar findings like your baby, Miss Jacilet. They both died from blunt force trauma. They were beat to death. And Attorney Griffin, there's others that were with us. I'm sorry, Jacoby Pill, another family who was told their son was beat to death. And so we have to do something about this, and that's why it's going to take all of us fighting in the court of law, all of us fighting in the halls of governance, and most importantly, it's going to take us fighting in the court of public opinion, letting people know that but by the grace of God, your child can be arrested and you can have the same questions if we don't do something about it. And so we're going to continue to not let them sweep it under the rug. How many more deaths has to occur at the Harris County Jail before we say enough is enough, Sheriff? We got to do something about this jail once and for all. And a lot of times, Representative Reynolds, people try to say, well, they were not worthy because, oh, they're criminals. No, these people were innocent until proven guilty. They have been convicted of nothing. And they did not deserve the death sentence. And so, a study, is that too much to ask?
No.
I mean, what Representative Reynolds was asking the pushing for was just a study, so we can start trying to get some answers.
That's right.
And so we cannot let them say that your baby Evan life didn't matter, that Jacoby life didn't matter, that these uncle and nephew life didn't matter. Our loved ones' life matter, and it doesn't matter if they have been accused of a crime. They don't deserve the death sentence. And so at this time, of course, we call our leader, Representative Reynolds, to address you about his efforts and why he did them. We're going to hear from a great lawyer, my co-counsel, who is based in Dallas, Texas. And along with Attorney Cruz, we represent not only Evan Lee's family, but we also represent decedent Gary Wayne Smith's family, decedent Deion Peterson's family, decedent William Curtis Barnett's family, decedent Nathan Bernard Henderson's family, decedent Brian Johnson's family, and decedent Jacoby Pillar's family. These are way too many people who were killed at the Harris County Jail. And there are others that are calling us even to this day. And so, Attorney Griffin, thank you for all the heavy lifting you've been doing to get answers, subpoenas and letters with requests for information. It shouldn't be this hard to get answers when your loved one dies in the custody of law enforcement. We know that it was just the 3rd year anniversary of George Floyd's tragic killing in Minneapolis, Minnesota. And if we learned anything, Miss Jacilet from the Derek Chauvin trial. That is when the citizen is in your custody, they're in your care. And Harris County Jail has not been taking care of people who've been in their facility. Attorney Carl Rinky, my great co-counsel, great lawyer.
First, we want to mention that in addition to the names of those who have lost their lives and the families that we represent, Mr. Crump and I also represent an even greater number of individuals who have been beaten nearly to death and maimed inside the Harris County Jail. There is a modern-day lynch mob roaming the halls of the Harris County Jail. They are roaming free. You know, this is not the first time I stood up here with Mr. Crump about this jail, and I keep wondering, as the numbers just keep growing and keep growing, how many people have to die?
How many?
How many people have to die before something changes? How many families have to be torn apart? How many hearts have to be broken before something changes? So we are here to seek justice. These folks that are in jail awaiting their day in court. That's right. They are not convicted of any crime. They're awaiting their day in court. They deserve humanity. Yes. They deserve life. We are here to seek justice, and I know that the good representative is working the halls of justice as well.
Within the next 30 days, we will file a lawsuit, a multi-plaintiff lawsuit with all the decedents as well as the people who have suffered from excessive force at the hands of the lynch mob wearing badges in the Harris County Jail. We're better than this, Sheriff. We can do better by our citizens. They elected you to represent all of them, protect and serve all of them. So it should not be allowed that they can violate the constitutional rights of citizens just because they've been arrested. It is unacceptable. It is unacceptable. And we thank Representative Reynolds for taking this issue all the way to Austin, to the highest levels of state government, to say that the citizens in his district, their lives matter. So please, again, give a great applause to Representative
solidarity with Attorney Crump and all of the powerful attorneys that have been assembled to fight for justice. Dr. King said it best: injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. And what's happened in the Harris County Jail should anger and upset all of us. Anybody that has a conscience, anybody that has a soul or a heart, should pour out to not just Ms. Griffin and Mr. Lee for the death of their son, but for all of these inmates. It is an epidemic. It is unfathomable to think that these men who were just waiting their day at court, as was articulated, they were innocent until proven guilty. And let's just say, worst case scenario, they were guilty. They were not sentenced to the death penalty. So of epic proportions. And I want to thank these families for turning their pain into purpose, because ever since her son has died, she called me. We didn't know each other before then, but I heard a grieving mother. I heard her pain as a father. I empathize for her because I couldn't imagine for any of my children to die for something that they probably didn't even do. And then to add insult to injury, to not have answers, to be left with so many questions and so much uncertainty. And it's been just over a year and they still haven't given her answers. So she came to me and we filed legislation. We filed House Bill 3434. And because of her powerful testimony, you had some tears when they heard what was happening in the Harris County Jail. And you had other witnesses that came to testify. We passed that bill out of the committee, out of the House, and over to the Senate. Unfortunately, the failed leadership in the Senate did not advance the bill out of the Senate. But we didn't stop there. We contacted the Texas Commission on Jail Standards, the executive director, and we demanded that they continue to pursue this matter. Because, as Big Crump said, enough is enough. How many more people have to die? Just last week, another inmate died. I believe over the last year and a half, they've had close to 40 deaths. 40 innocent people, lives, empty tables at someone's dinner table, holidays. These were people's sons or fathers or uncles or nephews. These were human beings. And we have a name for, but he called out other names. And so we are appealing to Sheriff Gonzalez and to the Harris County to do what's right. I'm going to tell you this, Attorney Crump, we have the records. Already from the preliminary investigation, they have found serious deficiencies within the Harris County Jail that were conducted by the Texas Commission on Jail Standards. These were major, not little minor paper clip, you didn't do this, you didn't sweep the floor, major violations. In fact, they've been reprimanded and they've been found in non-compliance. And so they have a timeline to get up to compliance, and they will have to report back in Austin, and I intend to be there on August 9th at 9 o'clock a.m. to find out if they have been compliant. And I'm like Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee, I'm going to continue to speak truth to power. I'm going to continue to fight, because but for the grace of God, that could have been any one of our kids. Any one of our kids. And I'm so happy to see Mayor Cecil Willis here from Stafford. Thank you, Mayor, for being here. I appreciate you. To make sure that we stand in the gap for these people that have been killed while waiting their day in court. So thank you again to the wonderful parents and family members for turning their pain into purpose, for the exemplary legal team. Let's give it up for the legal team, the Crump legal team. These are the modern day Thurgood Marshall, that is what I call them, the modern day civil rights leader that has taken the fight to make sure that families like this have justice, because nothing we can do to bring them back. Nothing we can do, but we can make sure it doesn't happen again to another family, so they don't have to have the same kind of grief that they will have to live with for the rest of their lives. So I'm proud to stand here as chair of the Texas Legislative Black Caucus to say we will continue to fight. There have been too many disparities with black and brown people that often they just disregard them, and we're going to speak up for those people. And I want you all to join us. So thank you, and may God bless you. And we will. Legal, legislation, state and federal, and grassroots activists. We will get justice. Thank you.
We can never thank Representative Reynolds enough for giving a voice to the voiceless. I mean, a lot of times, marginalized, poor people of color find themselves disproportionately incarcerated in our jails. And a lot of times we just sweep them under the rug as if their life doesn't matter. But I have to tell you this, if we're not careful, you could be standing on this stage with Miss Jacilet, with Timothy. It could be your child next. They're averaging about 2 deaths a month at the Harris County Jail.
Yes.
If that isn't a crisis situation, I don't know what is.
That's right. That's right.
And so we have to do something about this. It shouldn't be that Ms. Griffin and Mr. Lee can't get no answer from them. Congresswoman, nobody's giving them an answer. They can't even get an autopsy. And it's been over 400 days?
430 days.
430 days. Can you imagine your child being beat to death in the jail and nobody gives you any answers? I mean, it's unconscionable.
That's right.
It's inhumane. And we deserve better as citizens in the United States of America. The Constitution belongs to us too.
Yes.
And so, right now you're going to hear from parents who, as Representative Brooks said, have turned their pain into a purpose.
That's right. That's right.
And not just for Evan,
That's right.
but for all those other families who lost their loved ones as well. So I want us to understand that they're not, attorneys or elected officials. They're broken-hearted parents who are speaking to you from the heart to say, help them get answers. Help them get to the truth. Because until we get truth, we can't get justice.
That's right.
So, and we're going to demand justice for Evan Lee.